Hey everyone, welcome back to Carscope, the channel where we dive deep into the cars that truly make driving feel like an art form. Today, we're taking an up-close look at a machine that blends beauty, sound, and precision like very few cars on the road. The 2026 Lexus LC500. This isn't just another luxury coupe, it's a rolling sculpture, a statement piece that refuses to age. And for 2026, Lexus has refined it in ways that make an already stunning car feel even more complete. So, let's dive into what makes the LC500 such a special grand tourer, inside and out, and whether it's still worth your money in 2026. When you first lay eyes on the 2026 LC500, it's impossible not to stop and stare. Lexus hasn't tried to reinvent the car's exterior design because, frankly, they didn't need to. The LC has always been one of the most striking cars on the road, and this year's updates just sharpen what was already close to perfection. Up front, the familiar spindle grille remains, but it's now slightly more sculpted, with a tighter mesh pattern and a darker chrome finish that gives the face a meaner, more performance-oriented expression. The new triple-beam LED headlights are slimmer, slicing into the bodywork with surgical precision. The daytime running lights form a signature checkmark pattern that's instantly recognizable even from a distance, letting everyone know that this isn't your average luxury coupe pulling up behind them. The front bumper now integrates active aerodynamic flaps that open and close depending on speed and cooling demands. At lower speeds, they stay shut for a clean, elegant face, but at higher speeds, they open to channel airflow more efficiently through the brakes and underbody. Lexus engineers have clearly focused on the fine details. Even the hoodline and fenders flow together more tightly than before, giving the LC a more muscular, athletic stance that looks like it's in motion even when parked. Walk around to the side, and the proportions are pure GT perfection. That long hood, the short rear deck, and that teardrop-shaped cabin all create one of the most balanced silhouettes in the business. For 2026, Lexus offers new forged aluminum wheel options, a 21-inch designs that not only look fantastic but are lighter by about 2 pounds each compared to last year's model, helping reduce unsprung weight and improving ride quality. The new satin chrome window trim replaces the bright chrome of previous years, giving the side profile a more subtle, modern tone. The sculpted character line that flows from the front fender through the doors and into the rear quarter panel still catches light beautifully, at the kind of design you can't help but trace with your eyes. And of course, we have to talk about the paint. Lexus's paint technology is one of the most advanced in the industry. The new deep cobalt blue and titanium shadow finishes introduced for 2026 show off the car's curves with mirror-like depth. The blue especially looks alive under sunlight, almost liquid, reflecting the craftsmanship Lexus puts into every panel. It's the kind of finish you'd expect on a six-figure Italian supercar, yet here it is on a Japanese luxury coupe that oozes sophistication. Move to the back, and the LC500 continues to impress. The taillights are now fully OLED with a three-dimensional light signature that seems to float within the housing. It's futuristic but elegant. The rear bumper has been reworked slightly to improve aerodynamics and reduce turbulence. The diffuser is now made from a lightweight carbon fiber composite, and the exhaust tips have those big oval outlets remain proudly visible, framing the rear with an aggressive tone. When the car starts up and those pipes growl to life, you're reminded that this isn't a tame hybrid cruiser, this is a naturally aspirated V8 Grand Tourer with genuine heart and soul. Speaking of heart and soul, let's step inside. The interior of the 2026 LC500 continues to be a masterpiece of craftsmanship and design. The cabin is still unmistakably Lexus, a serene, detailed, and built with obsessive attention to every stitch and surface. But for this year, Lexus has made subtle yet meaningful updates to bring technology and comfort up to modern expectations. The first thing you'll notice is the new 14-inch curved OLED touchscreen that replaces the older infotainment setup. Gone is the frustrating touchpad, finally, and in its place is a beautifully responsive interface with crisp graphics and wireless connectivity for both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The system feels intuitive, quick, and beautifully integrated into the flowing dashboard design. The materials throughout are top tier. You can choose between semi-aniline leather, Alcantara, or a mix of both, depending on your trim and preferences. The new interior color themes such as ochre elegance and dark rose black give the cabin a more personal and expressive vibe. The contrast stitching and laser-etched door panels show how Lexus doesn't just assemble interiors, they sculpt them. The seats are both supportive and comfortable, offering perfect bolstering for spirited driving but plenty of cushioning for long-distance cruising. The driving position is low and commanding, with a thick leather-wrapped steering wheel perfectly positioned. You feel cocooned in a cockpit designed purely around the driver. Lexus has also improved cabin insulation for 2026, with new sound-dampening materials and acoustic glass, making the LC even quieter at highway speeds. Yet, they've retained that intoxicating V8 soundtrack when you want it. The 13-speaker Mark Levinson sound system remains available, and it's one of the best in the business, delivering concert hall clarity. But honestly, most LC owners will tell you their favorite soundtrack comes from under the hood. And that brings us to performance, the real heartbeats of the LC500. Under the hood, you still get that glorious 5.0-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. In an age of downsizing and turbocharging, Lexus continues to give enthusiasts something pure. It produces 478 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque, with a rev range that stretches beyond 7,000 revolutions per minute. It's not the fastest car in its class on paper, but the way it delivers power at the throttle response, the sound, the smoothness is intoxicating. The 10-speed automatic transmission has been recalibrated for quicker shifts, particularly in Sport Plus mode, making the car feel sharper and more connected. 0 to 60 miles per hour happens in about 4.3 seconds, but that doesn't tell the full story. The LC500 isn't about numbers, it's about emotion, balance, and the way it makes every drive feel special. Lexus engineers have retuned the suspension for 2026, with new adaptive dampers that provide a better blend of ride comfort and body control. The steering feels more precise, and the car's chassis built on the brand's GAL platform remains one of the stiffest in the segment. The result is a car that glides over rough pavement yet hugs corners with incredible confidence. It feels heavy in a good way, planted, solid, and deliberate yet never clumsy. This is a Grand Tourer designed for long stretches of highway, sweeping mountain roads, and everything in between. Fuel economy is rated around 19 miles per gallon combined, which isn't great, but honestly, no one buys an LC500 to save fuel. You buy it for the experience, for the way it looks, feels, and sounds. And the sound is something you'll never forget. The mechanical snarl as you climb through the revs, the bark on upshifts, and that deep burble at idle. It's a rare kind of automotive theater that connects you directly to the machine. As for pricing, the 2026 Lexus LC500 starts at around $104,000, depending on your market and trim options. Fully loaded with performance and luxury packages, you're looking at around $118,000. It's not cheap, but when you consider the level of craftsmanship, the naturally aspirated V8, and the exclusivity, it starts to make sense. The LC doesn't compete directly with volume sports cars. It sits in its own niche, a blend of art, luxury, and performance that few others manage to balance this perfectly. It's not trying to be a Porsche 911 or an AMG GT. It's something different, something distinctly Lexus. Living with the LC500 day to day, you'll appreciate its comfort, reliability, and refinement, three qualities you don't always get in high-performance cars. It's surprisingly easy to drive in the city, and thanks to Lexus's build quality, you can count on it to be as dependable as it is beautiful. Sure, the rear seats are mostly for show, and trunk space is limited, but this isn't meant to be a practical family hauler. It's a statement piece, one that makes every errand, every commute, and every Sunday drive feel like a special occasion. So, after spending time with the 2026 Lexus LC500, what's the final verdict? It remains one of the most emotionally satisfying cars you can buy. In a world of digital dials, synthetic engine notes, and electric everything, the LC500 stands proudly analog where it matters most. It's a car that engages your senses, visually, orally, and physically. You don't just drive it, you experience it. Lexus could have easily replaced this car with a hybrid-only model or toned it down, but they didn't. Instead, they refined it, honored its essence, and made it even better. If you're looking for a car that blends art and performance, something that will still turn heads 10 years from now, the 2026 Lexus LC500 deserves to be on your list. It's rare, it's soulful, and it's one of the last great naturally aspirated Grand Tourers left on the market. That's it for today's deep dive review. If you enjoyed this look at the 2026 Lexus LC500, hit that like button, subscribe to CarScope, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next in-depth review. We've got more incredible cars coming up soon, from electric hypercars to future classics that still run on good old-fashioned gasoline. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and as always, keep your scope on the road ahead.